Hey, what's up, folks? This is Jesse with Keeping It Real Finance, channel that always has your back and tells it like it is. Well, today's video is going to be our first review and price prediction of 2022. This is for Elastos and the ELA token. So if you haven't heard of Elastos yet, I actually got a request on this one just the other day. I figured I'd look into it. And it's pretty interesting. It centers all around Web3, a new internet, a new way of doing things, right? A better way of doing things, maybe the way it should have been done all along. So in this video, I'm going to be giving you a thorough review on Elastos, on what it is, how does it work, who's the team behind it, give you some news, as well as we'll also be talking about they have a wallet, which is pretty cool. I downloaded that. And then we're going to talk token, where we talk all about the ELA token, the supply, where it's ranked, you know, where we think it's going to go for year 2022, the potential of this one. So should be a pretty good video for you, especially if you follow Elastos, or if you've never heard of Elastos, this could be a really interesting one. I know it's out there on KuCoin at the moment, as well as Huobi Global, so we'll be talking about that as well. So if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit the like button. If this is your first time to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And if you click the bell, you'll be made aware whenever I post time-sensitive content just like this. And now, let's get it going. So what is Elastos? Well, Elastos is basically ElastOS, so it's smart web powered by blockchain, all right? Now, it is basically an open source operating system, ElastOS, for the internet itself that is completely decentralized. An internet of security instead of vulnerability. An internet where central servers no longer exist. This is like music to my ears, right? Where everyone owns and controls their own data. An internet where each user is given their own secure identity, which must be verified by blockchain before accessing the network. Pretty cool. So Elastos can run on any smart device. Therefore, everything can be connected into one massive global supercomputer. So love that idea, right? So the sales pitch here is that Elastos is building a new internet where all communication of data is peer-to-peer, all storage of data is decentralized, and all ownership of data is verifiable with blockchain immutability and smart contract capability. This is the platform for a modern internet, a fully interoperable infrastructure designed for decentralized applications backed by the hash power of Bitcoin and fully capable of utilizing smart contracts. Now, here's the part that really starts to pique my interest. Let me tell you this part. So Elastos acknowledges that the entirety of the world's data is stored on centralized servers and sold by corporations, right? We hear about this all the time. Data is also stolen regularly by hackers on behalf of governments and criminals alike. You know, those are kind of synonymous sometimes. A little joke there. Data has also been used to create algorithms describing population-level behaviors that could be sold to advertisers at a profit, which this reminds me of, you know, Facebook, Google, etc. They do this all day long, every day. Even YouTube, right? Elastos equates the current internet as a giant data harvesting surveillance system, which I got to agree with, where each user contributes to the entities at the top, which continue to amass unprecedented profits and control over broader social perception, okay? So essentially, he who controls the data also controls the wealth. Don't forget that. I actually hopped on one of these Twitter calls recently with Jasmine, where whoever was leading it up kept saying, data is diamonds, data is diamonds. And yeah, kind of is, right? So Elastos now was founded in 2017 when Chen, the founder and a former Microsoft engineer from 1992 to 2000, combined his network operating system with blockchain, all right? Now, Elastos is auxiliary proof of work, or OX, POW, meaning it's merge mined along with half of Bitcoin's hash rate. This part is a little hard to follow for even for me, so I'm just going to kind of put it out there, and if you want to describe it more in the comments, go right ahead, but I'm not going to get too technical into this, all right? Now, Elastos is engineered to have main chain, side chain infrastructure, including the ESC, which is the Elastos Smart Contract Chain, which is basically an Ethereum sidechain, which brings smart contract compatibility, okay? Now, what makes Elastos unique is the 4 pillars of their network, which include blockchain, obviously, which separates functionality between the main and side chains. We've got runtime, which gives the flexibility to run decentralized apps outside of the Elastos OS. We've got Carrier, which is a peer-to-peer decentralized internet service that allows the user to rent out computational power and storage. This is a fundamental thing that is part of Web3, and you kind of see this all across crypto, is that idea. Then there is also their software development kit, or SDK, which connects applications to the smart web, okay? Now, Elastos offers the Elastos Essentials Super Wallet, which is available now in the App Store. I even downloaded it, all right? Now, the Elastos Essentials provides management for your digital identity, or DID, contacts, decentralized storage, token spending, voting, and smart contract operations. So users can essentially generate an identity. You can have access to interoperability, swapping and bridging features, seamless interaction with Web3 decentralized apps and blockchains, and smart contract operations associated with the ESC, or Elastos contract chain. Now, from the App Store, it also says that you can manage your assets across numerous chains, including, well, here are some of them: Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, Elastos, Polygon, Avalanche. List kind of goes on and on, right? Your identity, as I already mentioned, Web3 apps, your decentralized storage in the Elastos Hive. That's what they call that, the Elastos Hive, the decentralized storage, and voting features. So, for a little bit of background now on Elastos, it's run by the nonprofit Singapore-based Elastos Foundation, okay? Now, Elastos also has a news page where you can see here the biggest item that I kind of see on this page is the launch of the Odin Metaverse NFT platform on the ESC, all right? So, let's talk token, all right? So, ELA is the Elastos token, which is currently ranked number 336 in the top 500, with a market cap of just over $113 million. Now, that's music to my ears, $113 million market cap. What the translation here is, that means this has lots of room to run, all right? Remember that. Now, with just over 20.346 million coins in circulation, ELA has a max supply of a little bit over 28.2 million. Now, let's insert the chart. Okay, so I managed to pull 2 charts for ELA. This is the Elastos token. The first chart that we're looking at here is from KuCoin with USDT Tether. And so in this one, I went ahead and added the trend lines. The one thing I would say, though, is that because it only goes back to May, we can't really see the full trend. So I just wanted to show you this because where I would probably end up picking up ELA is through KuCoin. But I want to show you the full chart with some more data because it gives our trend lines a little more to work with. So let me show you this one. This is the ELA USD chart from Bittrex. And let me go ahead and adjust this. Let's see here. We'll shrink that down a little bit, and you can see this much clearer. So let me tell you what I'm seeing here. So first of all, within the current trend, ELA would tentatively finish the year somewhere around $3.75 to $4 with a peak of $16.50, $17 or so. So from where it's at now, it's kind of sitting at the bottom of that trend. And I also wanted to highlight right here the way the EMAs are. So if you look at the EMAs, we want the red on top, the green in the middle, and blue on the bottom. So we just had the red go up top, the green cross the blue. So they're really bullish for where they're at right now. Those are bullish crosses that occurred. So it should be going up from here. So it's kind of at the bottom of the trend. And I honestly think you could easily get a 3x out of this if it stayed within the trend. If it goes well above that, you could do significantly better. So in terms of a price prediction, we're probably looking at somewhere around a 3 to 5x, if not significantly more, if it breaks through this trend. When we talk about market cap with this one, the market cap is really low. I think the last time I checked, it was somewhere around 112 million or so. So a lot of room to run with this project. Now, what's a little bit concerning here is the volume. You can see really kind of dropped off around Christmas, and it dropped off substantially. So I'm not really sure why that was, or if this is some sort of error in the chart. It's kind of weird looking. Something else, if you look at the RSI here, it's heading down towards oversold, but it's not oversold yet. And so it's actually at a pretty good spot if you were looking to pick this one up. Going down further to the market cipher, you can see here the red outflow wave of money. So money was flowing out of this one for basically, let's see here, all the way back until the end of September. Pretty much up through mid-January, money was flowing out. It looks like the money is just starting to come back into this one. So that is a positive sign that's showing there on the market cipher. Now, one thing I would say is if you look down here in the past, if we go back to July, you can see where these two green dots connected. And this is what is kind of referred to as basically like a trigger wave. So the waves are getting smaller, they connect. That tells you that it's going up. And if you look at the chart here, it does correspond with it going up. Now, currently, we don't have that yet down here. So it is possible this could dip a little further before it ends up pulling up. But I am seeing some good metrics here on this one. Really, the only concerning thing, like I said, is that volume issue right there, which hopefully that's some sort of error. But if not, basically, we would need the volume to pick up a little bit more. Okay. So overall, that's what we've got here for the ElastOS chart. So my prediction in this one is probably somewhere around at least a 3x, if not, a 5x or higher from here. I definitely think it could break through last year's peak. And when it does that, it kind of hits uncharted territory. So the peak, if we look at this, was right about 14, 15 bucks. It could easily go through that. So I could see it peaking out maybe somewhere 25, 30. Who knows if the FOMO really gets going, it could go a lot higher than that. But I think you could at least do a 3x from where it is currently. All right? Now, where you can find the ELA token is on KuCoin as well as Huobi Global. I do have referral links in the video description for KuCoin and other platforms, so by all means check those out. When you do, you usually get some kind of referral bonus as well as you help support the channel along the way. The different platforms have different benefits with the sign-up link, okay? All right, so for some final thoughts here on ElastOS. So first of all, I really like the idea of Web3. I think that's just a great concept. It's sort of one of these fundamental pillars in cryptocurrency in general. The idea that we're giving the power back to the user, that it's more secure, that your data can't be hacked, that we're not using centralized servers, that everybody kind of contributes to one big supercomputer. I really like that. That is music to my ears. I think that is a fantastic idea, okay? I also like where ELA token is sitting in the current rankings. So number 336. That's kind of in a good sweet spot where it tells you this project is good enough to be a real project, but not big enough that it's already had its run. Which means that with a roughly $113 million market cap, it has a lot of room that this could still run. So that's really important here with ElastOS. So, you can get it on KuCoin. As I mentioned, you can get it on Huobi Global. Where it's sitting in that current trend, I mean, you know, a 3x is more than possible with this, a 5x, sure. And if it breaks through and it tops its previous high from last year, who knows, right? It could go higher than that. So the bottom line is, over the course of 2022, there's a lot of potential for this project to really move up. And especially if you're going to use their super wallet, it's a good one to look into. I absolutely think so. So really appreciate the user that reached out to me with the request on this one. Big thanks to you. Hopefully the video makes sense in terms of you know, what Elastos is, how it works, etc. Again, it's all part of Web3, right? Web3, data is diamonds. So if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit the like button. Don't forget that I'm also on Twitter at KIR Finance, where you can find me tweeting and retweeting on a regular basis, so check me out there. And for a friendly reminder, this is Jesse with Keeping It Real Finance, the channel that always has your back and tells it like it is, and I will see you on the next one. Later.